So guys, I spend a lot of money on courses, mentorships, programs, all that type of stuff when it comes to education. And in this video, I want to talk about why it's so important to not only get in those circles and get in these programs and get in that network, learn the things that they teach, but also to buy multiple of them. And I don't sell a course, so I'm not making this video to sell you something. But one thing that I did a lot when I was starting is I always used to blame the course. I would buy a course and I'd be like, I didn't get anything from it. It's a scam, whatever. And what I slowly started to realize up until this day is it's not actually the course's fault. It's that the course had a certain amount of lessons they teach, but they were missing sub lessons under that just were the things blocking me and I didn't have to get to my goal. And the most simple way I could put it is if you're trying to learn a statistics course or something like that, but you didn't have basic addition down, you didn't know how to do addition or subtraction, getting the statistics stuff, as good as it might be useless because you don't have that sub lesson of addition and subtraction. And it's the same thing with courses. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 3 biggest things and why I actually spend money on courses, who I go to spend money for this, and how there are certain investments you make with your money that actually makes your time invested with it as well as kind of like a byproduct. So let's get into it. Firstly, this all comes down to education. And this is really, really important to me because when I was starting in my online business journey on my social media marketing agency, I went my first 6 months without getting anything, right? I didn't get one sales call. I didn't even know how to sell someone. And I was overall just lost with things. Like I really did not know what to do. And once I started to pay people who had sales calls and who have closed clients to get in their programs or to actually talk with them one-on-one, that's when I started to get sales, and that's when things kind of started to click for me. But the biggest point here is there was the knowledge gap between where I was and my goal, and I just didn't have it, but there were just people in the middle that could help me kind of launch pad me to get to that goal, and that's what happened. So courses, programs, and mentorships really do allow you, and this is my overall main first point, it allows you to kind of shortcut the time you'd have to spend on, failing things, testing things, spending money on ads, just all that time and money you would waste. You can go to someone who has done it before, and you can get direct access to their brain and the insights on what's working for them. And so then you can kind of just copy it and you can do it yourself. And this is what I've done, honestly, my entire business career. Like that is just a lot of things. You just take a bunch of pieces from what's working from other people and you make your own of it. And I say this in other videos, and I know I've said this, but it is the biggest shortcut. If there's any shortcut in business, this is probably it. Like this is the best thing you can possibly do because it is a literal shortcut of all the time and the money you'd have to waste. And then the second point is you get the networking aspect of it all. So when you join a program, there's probably a bunch of other people in that program that are not only like-minded, but they want the same things as you. So from that, you actually can get access to all the people there that you might get really, really close with, and they might really help you with things. And it's just like all the people around you sort of slowly raise your standards and just like your bar as a whole. And that's what's happened to me with a bunch of programs. I've met people today. I got business partners with one today that I met in a course, in a program. So that's just how impactful this stuff can be, is just getting in these circles of people who are like-minded and seeing what's working for them, seeing what they're doing. And it's just a whole networking aspect. And one example I'll give for this currently is I have a mentor right now who helps me with a lot of like personal life type of things, like, routines, everything like that. And I had a question to him. I was like, hey, how do I grow my YouTube channel? And I get connected with a guy who has 5 million subscribers, and he gave me like a 20-minute voice note of things I can do. So just even small stuff like that, like you get access to people because the people you're talking to, whether it be mentors or guys in the program, they could easily be above you and, have way more experience than you. And their friends, their colleagues are probably further than you too, and they're probably really good at their craft. And that's something I found as well. And you get access to that whole network just from that one person you're paying. You kind of get in that web of other people that you want to talk to as well that know the things you don't. And then finally, the third thing is, and this is something that's just for me at the start, this is probably the reason I kept going for those 6 months, like I mentioned, I didn't quit, was the financial investment you have to do for a course or a mentorship is actually, that's part of the reason why you stay consistent, or hopefully you stay consistent to actually execute on what they say. And what I mean by this is it can be a bit scary or daunting at first when you want to go buy a program or you want to go buy a mentorship. Like, I don't care if it's $30 a month or it's like $10,000 a month. If you have the financial ability to do so, it can be hard at first, just whether where you're at, to actually go spend that money up front on something that you don't know immediately if it will work. And for me, when I bought Iman's course at the start, I spent like $1,500 on that. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna let $1,500 go down the drain and I'm gonna waste, I think it was like 4 months of my time. I told myself, I'm like, I have to keep going. There's no quitting here because that's just an overall net loss. And like, that's just stupid. So that financial investment that you have to occur up front actually makes you more motivated in a sense to get done what they're telling you to do and really get everything you want out of it. It's usually just that extra push that pushes you over that line of the education, the knowledge you need to go get to that first goal of yours, which was the exact same thing in my case, for example. And yeah, overall, if you are watching this and you aren't in a course and you don't have any sort of mentorship or anything, I 100% recommend you to just find something. It could be anything that sort of triggers your mind and like, that would be good or this would be good. Talk with people who are like-minded, try to get in those circles, and you'll slowly see everything you do in your life elevate to whatever those courses, those people are pushing towards, and you'll slowly get closer and closer. So get around these people, get in those courses, get in these mentorships, whatever it is. You won't regret it. Even if it's a lot of money, you will, hopefully if you stick with it, it will be worth it. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. And like I mentioned at the start of this video, if you want to actually learn kind of what I learned and just pick my brain, I host a call once a month where I just break down a doc of everything I learned in the month after paying all the guys I do for mentorships and everything, pretty high level guys like you'd probably know the name of. I break down everything I learned from them, and the Discord's free. I don't sell any really mentorships or courses. I don't really sell any of that stuff. So you can just join that for free, and you can actually also ask me questions in there as well. So feel free to do that. You should be able to just DM my Instagram and ask for the Discord there, and I'll send it to you. So hopefully this was an insightful video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See you guys.